If you don't mind sneaking out here a little bit, we're trying to just keep cover behind the car. You got the LAPD tactical officers with the less than lethal, those big rubber bullets, and they just continue to push people back ahead of the curfew. The curfew starts in 49 minutes, and they are trying to do everything they can to push everybody they can out, it seems like, as fast as they can, and not leave anybody down in sort of what they call the skirmish line. I just heard them say skirmish line. When that curfew begins at 8 o'clock local time, 11 o'clock on the East Coast. They're not giving any reasons or answers. They tweeted out, the police department did, LAPD, that some bottles were thrown. But you can see, that's LAPD chopper flying in circles over downtown Los Angeles, and the streets are starting to empty out of the peaceful protesters that were here. And I've been talking to people all day long, people who came to protest, people who spent a lot of time downtown, residents of downtown. And this went very quickly from a protest that was designed to protest the policies of the Trump administration and what they've been doing here over the course of the last 8-9 days, to, unfortunately, skirmishes with local law enforcement that was put in between by the President of the United States, the National Guard and the Marines, and the protesters who wanted to say Broadway and Grand Park, and that's LAPD issuing a dispersal order from the helicopter from the sky. I don't know if you can hear it through my microphone, Nicole. But that's what's happening. The people that are down here to protest the presence of federal law enforcement, both ICE, DHS, FBI that's engaged in these raids, that has been all over the city and all over the county and outside neighboring counties, they're out here to say that they don't want them here. They say they don't want them here, Jen.
You've been a part of so many of these protests. You've been covering it nonstop for the last several days, and before that, as things have been developing. What happens when the curfew hits, especially on a day like tonight? What happens? They push everybody out. What if people stay? What do you expect to happen this evening?
Jen, they've arrested over 100 people on one night and scores of people on other nights. I'm just keeping an eye behind me because I'd rather not get hit with a rubber bullet. And they arrest them, and they say failure to disperse or violation of the curfew, which is an order by the mayor in the city and the Los Angeles Police Department. Those people are taken by law enforcement, put into buses, and driven to local jails to be booked and to be processed for not leaving this downtown area. And so that'll start soon. And because there were so many people on the streets tonight, I think that the highest number over the course of last week was just over 100, 118, if I remember correctly. There's still a lot of people in the streets of downtown, and they're still making their voices heard. The signs are here. Here's another one, right here. Let's just go and look. The protesters are still here. They still want to be heard. Can I show you guys' sign? This one says, "Tearing families apart is terrorism," and I like the clown, expect the circus, ICE in the middle there. Why are you guys still here? The police are trying to push everybody out.
You know, we just want to make sure we show out for all the people that can't be here tonight, couldn't be here today, so we want to be here as long as we could. Try to keep it peaceful and not escalate the very forceful LAPD.
Yeah, I think that's what I keep hearing from everybody time and again. That the scenes that I've seen have been peaceful, and the literal pushback by the law enforcement is what is causing scuffles today. Is that the way you see it too?
Yeah. They've hurt a lot of people. A lot of people have been showing off their welts and their bruises from all the bullets. They've been hurting us. We haven't done anything to them, so.
What's the message that you want people across the country to know about why you came to the streets of LA today?
Well, to support everybody, to help them out, and, we're just here doing this peacefully.
Yeah. Peaceful is the word. Thank you guys very much. Stay safe, okay? Peaceful is the word, and these folks continue to be put face to face with members of local law enforcement that, you can't call rubber bullets peaceful. You can't call horses trampling on people peaceful. You can't call flashbang grenades dropped out of unmarked vehicles, which happened earlier, and tear gas dropped out of unmarked vehicles.
It's okay.
Peaceful. Those are aggressive crowd control tactics that have resulted in people getting hurt on the streets of LA today, and those were the actions of law enforcement, as David Noriega has been saying as well.
Yeah, and before I let you go, Jacob, you mentioned this earlier. I think one of the things you and David have been reporting very similar stories here about sort of the aggressive tactics, the peaceful nature of all the protests you've seen. You haven't seen every protest, but all the protests you both have seen. What does accountability look like as we look to the coming days and some of these tactics of using these bullets, using horses, moving into the crowds? Is there an accountability process?
Oh, undoubtedly. There is a very robust community of people who have an adversarial relationship with the local police departments here. And as I mentioned about that 2007 protest, the May Day melee in MacArthur Park, it resulted in the Los Angeles Police Department having to pay out millions of dollars for people that were injured and reporters that were injured in that scuffle around that immigration protest. And while I can't tell you for sure, I would expect to hear from legal representatives, Lawyers Guild members who look out for people that are on the streets, just like the ones that are here tonight, protesting peacefully, reporting peacefully, yet are getting injured by the tactics of local law enforcement as we all try to exercise our First Amendment rights on the streets of downtown Los Angeles tonight.
Jacob Soboroff, thank you as always for being with us and for being on the streets and bringing us everything.
Thanks, Jen.
Really appreciate it. Coming